track in opposite directions. And well, I was walking by myself, and I heard a voice behind me. It said, "Prepare ye the way of the Lord." And I turned and looked round, and there was no one there. But he said it again, "Prepare ye the way of the Lord." So I came home and I looked it up again, and I said, well, you know, what am I to do? And John the Baptist, of course, who was originally told to prepare the way of the Lord, he preached repentance. So I was invited very shortly afterwards to preach at another church, and I went and I preached repentance. I was never asked back again. And I felt that the Lord's timing hadn't come. And then in 2008, I had a dream. Now, I dream most nights, but I can rarely remember them in the mornings. But this was so vivid that I remembered it, and I won't share all the details, but I wrote it down at the time, and every now and again I've looked at it again, and the Lord has said, yes, that was for me. I dreamt I was at the top of the hill, and there was a four-wheel drive like a Land Rover was there, and afterwards I saw this as representing society today, or certainly society in the West. But the brake was off and it started to run downhill and get faster and faster, and I tried to stop it but I couldn't. And eventually it ran into an old farmhouse at the bottom, a wooden farmhouse. And because the engine was still running, it caught fire to the farmhouse, just started ablaze. And I ran inside. There were 3 rooms full of people. And I said, get out, the fire is coming. And all the first lot said, yeah, run away. You know, we're having far too good a time. I got to the second room and I said, get out, because the fire is coming, it's dangerous. And they said, oh yeah, we believe you, there's a fire coming. Isn't it nice and warm? And, but we've got plenty of time, don't worry about us. And I came to the third room and I said, get out, the fire is coming. And they got out. And at the beginning of this dream, I had a little baby in my arms. I knew it was a newborn baby. When I got to the end of the dream, it was 1 year old. So that dream takes 1 year. Still, I didn't have opportunity to share this, but it was on my heart. And then in the years in between, from Ezekiel, the Lord I felt was calling me as a watchman, and I thought, watchman, yes, that's for intercession. And I started to try, and I went to a course on intercession, and it just didn't gel. And then last year, I saw that same scriptures from Ezekiel again, and as you are a watchman, and you are to warn. And if you do not warn, their blood will be on your head. But if you warn and they don't take any notice, then that is their fault. And I said, yes, Lord. And still it wasn't quite time. But just a month ago, the Lord said, this is the time. And all these things came together. And I shared with my own fellowship. I am now part of a house church, a free church, whatever you like to call it, in Australia. I've been involved with house church now ever since I got to Australia, 25 years. That I shared it, and that was just before I came away. And they received it, but I do not know at the moment where they've taken it from there. And so we came away, and we were staying at Hotel 81 down the road, and we just walked past here. Was it yesterday? It's, oh gosh, isn't that wonderful? And there's a healing meeting on. Oh, we must go to that. We just want you to come and be with you. But then the Lord started saying, and you are to share this word with them. I said, well, maybe that's just me. Yeah. He said, you are to share this word with them. Now, this word, I'm not an end time freak. I believe we are in the end times, but I'm not counting days or relating everything that is happening to end times. So this is, it may well be end times, but this is not what I'm speaking of. And so the Lord has said, and I believe this is the words of the Lord, I love my people, and I love all the people I have created. It's not my will that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But people don't come unless they know they have a need. And so I'm going to create a need among all people so that they call out for me. And when they call to me, I will hear them, I will accept them. But to do this, I will bring a need across the world. And now I try to interpret that. I believe that need will be in a total financial crash within this next, or at the end of this next 12 months. It will not just affect America or Australia or anywhere, it will, because the intertwined trade and so on, it will affect the whole earth and bring people who have lots of money down to the same level as the people who have none, because their fortunes would disappear like that overnight. I know it can happen so easily. And when this happens, it's going to be very hard for each one of us. But he has also said that my people, I will look after my people. They will suffer, but I will look after them. And others will look on. Those who don't know Lord Jesus. They will look on and they will see my people, my Christians, who, although they have very little left themselves, they will share that with those who don't believe. And they will still have a joy in their hearts. And they still not lose their faith, because I will hold them with the power of my right hand. I will bring this on people because I love them. Not because I'm punishing them, not because I hate them, but because I love them. And I want them to come to me. So I create this need so that they cry out to me and I can show them that I can meet their need. My beloved, I believe this with all my heart, that this is a word of the Lord. I have been saying all along, since yesterday, when the Lord told me to share it, I said, Lord, if I am asked to get up and speak, then I will share it. If I'm not asked to get up and speak, then I'm not going to. That may be disobedient, I don't know, but asked me to get up to speak, and I knew that I had to share it. Almost in confirmation. When I was preparing to come here, I opened the daily light, the living light, you know, it's a daily devotional prayer which just has scripture. And I looked at the one for the morning, and it was about love, but it wasn't speaking to what I was saying tonight. And then I thought, but no, this is only the morning reading, I'll take the evening reading. I turned over the page and looked, and it said, I am coming soon. Oh, thank you, Lord. And then when I came here, I was looking on the notice board next door, and there are two notices there, and one of them is saying, when you come together, use your gifts, and I have had a prophetic gift, use your gifts, and He who speaks a word, speak it as the word of God. So thank you, Lord. So I knew that I had to bring this tonight, and I'll bring it to you now. If I boil it down, there is coming a time of real hardship, which I believe is going to be through a financial crash. It will come upon the whole world, and we as the Lord's people will experience suffering, great suffering too. But He is our God, and He will provide for us. And our purpose is then to use that to demonstrate and glorify Jesus in front of all those who don't know Him, so that they too come and know Him. Oh, glory be to God.